the long lost lover who was out at sea and has come back, and I'm standing here waiting for him with a towel, ready to rub him off. No, sorry, that's just my personal fantasy. But yes, I'm very happy to be in Under St. Mark's, one of my favorite places in all of New York City. And I'm guessing some of your favorite place, some of your favorites place too. Is that the correct English? I'm sorry, I'm an immigrant. English is very difficult. But yes, Friday, it's Friday, Frigid Friday. We're here. Welcome. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a great week. I hope that you are defending your homes with cans of soup. Apparently that's the new way to do it, according to El Presidente. Yes. All right, we are going to get it started. We have an amazing show for you tonight, as always. If you don't follow Frigid New York on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all those places, do it now. I'm going to wait. Get your phone out. Do it. Click like, click follow. If you're not a patron on Patreon, do it now. You get cool stuff. You will get even more cool stuff once everything opens back up, and the powers that be realize that art is essential. We're still waiting for that to happen, but that's okay. What else? What else is going on? Yes, very upset about the fact that Harry and Meghan signed a $100 million deal with Netflix. I could rant about that for about 94 minutes. I mean, like, really, Harry and Meghan are going to make inspirational content for Netflix because they have so much experience and they're so qualified, and coming out of a royal vagina really qualifies you for anything in life, obviously. Also, what is that? I mean, okay, if they would say we're getting a $100 million deal and we're taking that money and we're putting it into something that supports artists, filmmakers, writers, actors, grips, makeup, hair, set designers, the people that have given their lives to work on film and television and to make it in that industry. If they would say that, I would say fine. But no, they're just star fuckers. And you heard it here first. That's my opinion. That's the Lucy Poll rant on the $100 million Netflix deal with Harry and Meghan. I think we should all boycott Netflix now. Fuck that shit. Can I curse? I forgot. Well, I am cursing. Okay, we're going to start the show off. I'm not bitter about the Netflix deal. No, I don't want that Netflix deal. No, good for them, right? They get to have even more Grey Poupon in their fridge. I'm guessing that that's what their fridge is stocked with, just Grey Poupon. It's like a royal thing to have. Okay, I just dated myself. That's a 90s reference. We're going to start off with our first segment, which comes to you from last week's open mic, musical therapy, a really fun show that you're going to get a little glimpse of now. Musical therapy with Katie Koenig and Killy Dwyer. Yeah, fun music, good times, amazing people making it. Enjoy musical therapy with Katie and Killy.
Kate Koenig!
Woohoo! All right. Well, Killy and I are here tonight to promote our show next Tuesday at 7:30, right before the mic. Yeah. Musical therapy. We're gonna talk about like mental illness, and we're gonna be raising money for the theater.
Nice.
Yeah. So come by.
Mental illness to our, like how it shows up in our music, and then like tossing it back and forth. So it'll be, it won't be one person playing and then a half an hour later another person. We're gonna take it turn. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be super interactive and like awesome.
Taking questions.
And we're gonna be developing our rapport live because we've never rapported in public before.
Look how hardcore we're rapporting right now. This is amazing.
Awesome.
Who doesn't want to watch this?
It's a rapport rainstorm right now.
It's
all right.
rapporting.
I really I resurrected an old cover that I haven't done for like a solid year and a half or something. It's St. James Infirmary.
Nice.
Folks, I went down to the St. James Infirmary to see my baby stretched out on a long white table. She's so sweet, so calm, so fair. Let her go, God bless her. Life sucks, it really does, it's true. It sucks, even if you have a soul with a view. And if you accept the offer I am making you, life can support you. Life can suck for two. Octopus dreams, not what they seem, low in the blues, high in esteem, dancing in braille to no avail. Forget, joy in a scale. Octopus dreams, not what they seem, low in the blues, high in esteem, dancing in braille to no avail. Forget, joy in a scale, but I feel like I am closer. I may not even actually be literally closer, but I feel like I am closer.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was really great.
Thank you.
Nice.
Come to the show.
Amazing.
Yeah, come check it out. Don't leave us alone on the virtual realm.
Very
You'll
sad.
like it. What?
It's gonna be next Tuesday, right before this at 7:30, right, Kate?
Yep.
All right.
More or less, 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 more or less,
76,
more or
5,
less,
3,
more or
8,
less,
75.
There is nothing sadder than the fact that we're alone. I'll never have my own E.T. or Yoda who needs to phone home. And where is everybody? Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Where is everybody?
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
really dope.
Yeah. It's
Whoa. Sorry, excuse me. It's coming and it has a lot, obviously, David Bowie references in it. And
Give it up! Musical therapy with Katie and Killy. Yeah, you heard it here first. What else? There's apparently a man flying around LA airspace in a jetpack, and that's normal nowadays because the world is insane. Yes, there were reports, pilots reported seeing a man in a jetpack. Okay. I didn't know jetpacks were an actual thing. I thought that was like a thing in comic books, but I guess I was wrong. And if that was Elon Musk, I'm gonna be pissed off. Fuck that guy. If he's flying around in jetpacks, not cool. And then there was also a man in Nebraska who went to court to try to get them to change the name of chicken wings to something else because he felt really passionate about the fact that chicken wings should not be called chicken wings. And that made me feel a lot better about how I've been handling the pandemic. Just one or two existential crises every day, much better than a chicken wing obsession. Okay, let's keep it going, guys. People at home, people all around the world watching this, wherever you are, on your sofas. Funny Women of a Certain Age, one of our favorite shows here. An amazing show that started out at Frigid and then went to take the world by storm. Funny Women of a Certain Age is exactly what you think it is. It's on every Wednesday on YouTube Live. Go to frigid.nyc for tickets. And now enjoy a little clip of Funny Women of a Certain Age.
Of a certain age, I am your host, Carol Montgomery. I always open with my mask because it's AC/DC, and even though I'm 62, I rock. I'm going to take it off now because it's 800 degrees here. So that's really great. I thank you again for coming and for supporting live entertainment. It's such a weird world that we live in. Very quickly, for the people who don't know what the show is about, I created Funny Women of a Certain Age a little over 3 years ago. I was tired of the fact that there was only one woman on the show. And honestly, the real reason is I just really wanted to work with my friends. So I created the show. It's all women over the age of 50. Sometimes we let like a kid in if they're 45. We let them come in. But it's been a wonderful success. The Crane Theater, which we're working in right now, was the first venue to get what we were doing, and that has turned into a 3-year residency. And so we love the Crane Theater. Please support the Crane Theater. They are one of the few venues in this city that are trying to come back so we can bring live entertainment and live theater. They're really working on getting the theater ready and getting it safe so we can actually have live people. So you can, I know probably some of you are looking now and you're heckling, but I can't hear you, so we can't engage. I know you want to do that. So please support the Crane. Thank you for buying tickets. I'm going to use my,
Oh my God. Well, because we're in cyberspace all the time, everything is online. Everything is on digital. I am on social media. I'm on social media all the time. I'm on social media so much, I think I'm a Russian robot. No, I really do. Social media is like very strange. It's all about numbers and your branding. Your branding. The first time someone asked me, "What's your brand?" I said, "Newports."
I even brought my own microphone because the whole, pandemic. I can't see for shit. I'm pretty sure I brought my own microphone from home. Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
so the first, we're in a quarantine, people. I don't know if you know that. There's nobody here but me and the 2 girls and our fabulous sound guy. So there's a lot of talk about social distancing and that you have to stay 6 feet apart. And there are some men who have a tough time with what they think is 6 inches. How the fuck are they going to figure out 6 feet?
Okay. Hey guys at home. I have my notebook because I haven't done comedy in, what has it been, 7, 8 years?
7, 8 years now.
The first show I did of the whole year was here. I
Really?
think it was like January 2nd.
Of course. And now,
remember those days?
yeah,
We were so excited
and we hugged.
for the year.
Well, so much to live for.
So much to live for. So remind me never to do Carol's show again. So I don't know how many people watching live in New York. It's really great right now. They did cancel outdoor shows for comedians, so comedians are sad. I mean, pretty much the only people killing in New York right now are teenagers. So
this is where I have a special affinity because this is where everything happened for Funny Women of a Certain Age. It's like everything starts small, and it's like this small little place where everything happened, so that we were eventually able to go to the Bell House and have a Showtime special. So I am just hoping that we're here now. There's like 3 of us, and we're hoping that we can raise enough money to get like all the chairs like 6 feet away so that theater can be, down at East Village, just done beautifully.
Anyway,
so we're doing it.
Now, so it's nice though. It's nice to stand up and do this. I can't complain that I've had the worst time. Luckily, I haven't been alone because I'm married, so it's nice that I have someone, that's been there for me to support me and love me and, let me know if I'm breathing too loud and things like that. So it's nice. I mean, we've been married.
The police would show up eventually, and they'd be like, "Dude, there's still blood on this floor." And my husband would say, "But I mopped." The cop would respond, "Yeah, man, but you gotta get like on your hands and knees if you really want to clean a floor. You sound just like my wife." Yeah. So don't worry, my husband is not gonna kill me. He's not gonna kill me because if I don't plan the thing, it doesn't happen.
Oh my God, this is what it's
I
like
love
to be a guy. When we talk about menopause is men on pause. You're like, I don't give a shit. You're on pause. Men are on pause. They used to be everything. Now they're on pause. The other thing with the COVID, like you look at everybody now and you don't even look at faces. You think, wow, that's a cool mask. Nice mask. Like you don't even look like nice mask. I don't even have to worry about makeup anymore. I'm like, forget the mask. Like everything, breathe in and breathe out. And we will close with one New York City mantra. I love New York. Breathe in, breathe out. I just hate myself.
Woo! I hope you enjoyed this. Please tell your friends. We're going to do this every Wednesday at 7:30. We're having a rotating cast. We can only do I'm sure people are wondering because some of you have actually seen the show live. The reason we're only doing 3 is we usually have a third comedian, but we're trying to keep it as small as possible for the safety of everybody in the room. I want to thank. Yes, please. If when you go to Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, if you've seen the show tonight, please let us know. Let us know what you thought. We had a wonderful time. Thank you. Hopefully we will do this with you in mind, and we will have people and an actual audience. But thank you for listening. Thanks for laughing from your home. Good night. Thank you.
It's coming up, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, I am not wearing a mask for Halloween. It's against my right. But I remember.
I'm poor, and my country is poor, and I've never felt more patriotic. So I don't know about you guys. It's like, it feels like right now the Statue of Liberty should have its own like OnlyFans page. What'll do anything for money. This isn't, I'm assuming Mike, all the rest of you guys, this isn't my first recession. This is like technically the third one of my life. And this is great because now I know how to dress for it. You know, like before when it first
and the face.
And so I started writing this and I was like, okay, like this will fizzle out as soon as COVID does. And yeah, now I'm on chapter 3 because there's no end in sight. But this has actually been like amazing for me because like the fact that like I have to write before the weekly open mic, actually forces me to write. Because otherwise I would be too depressed to do it. So, yeah, I got some.
Look at that, we're back. I'm your host, Lucy Pohl. I hope you've been enjoying yourselves so far with all the yummy, delicious, and nutritious little tidbits we've been throwing your way. We are live at Under St. Mark's here in the East Village in New York. Not dead. Nope, not dead at all. Live and kicking. We are going to now go to Kilusan Bautista. I'm very excited about this. Yeah, please, let's put our hands together for Kilusan Bautista.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Kilusan Bautista. I'm a multimedia performing artist. I got some poems, very new poems that no one has heard. It's my new work dedicated to my daughter's first year of life. It's called Phoenix Rising in Scorpio. You are of African and Filipino heritage. You're guided by Black Panthers and the Katipunan, freedom fighters who believed in our people's genuine self-determination. You have the revolutionary blood of Harriet Tubman and Gabriela Silang running through your veins, embodying the spirit of true compassion for the welfare of the oppressed. You have the soul of Olodumare and Batala guiding your every move in this life. Shango will fight for you in the spirit world, and Lapu Lapu sword will cut through any earthly walls that attempt to hold you down. Trust me, they'll come for your fire spirit. And when they do, you'll have all the generations with their hands on your shoulder, ready to set this world on fire. You have the grits of the east side of Detroit and the funk of a Bay Area Frisco Filipino pumping rhythms into your spirit to create your own unique boogie down Bronx dance. You are my beloved Phoenix Augusta Batista, daughter of Cornelia McPherson Batista, daughter of Jeremy Kilusan Batista, granddaughter of Sheila Diane Pace and Cornelius McPherson, granddaughter of Thelma and Anthony Bautista. You are the Phoenix rising in Scorpio. So that's just a little poem to warm up the mic. I have another scene actually that is actually in dedication to the whole George Floyd incident, and specifically to that Asian officer who just kind of watched and stood by and let the whole tragedy unfold. So this is a scene called 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It's a dialogue with me and Officer Tu Tao. Hey, brother, can you hear me? I'm talking to you, Asian man. I'm talking to you, Asian officer. Hey, back up, sir. Can't you see we have an intense situation going on here? I see you got it all under control. Wait, who said that? Show your face. I'm the officer here. I'm the law. Show your face. I'm right here, sucker. Look down on your left shoulder. What's up, my Asian brother? You got yourself in a fucked up situation. What the fuck, man? Get out of my head. I'm not in your head. I'm in your heart. Do you remember that? Do you remember that you have a heart? Do you remember that you come from a powerful people as a Hmong American? Do you remember who you are? Shut the fuck up. I'm here now. I made it. I'm an officer with the Minneapolis Police Department. I'm just doing my job. You're right, Officer Tu Tao. So please do your job and get your partner's knee off that man's neck, or else he's gonna die. And for the rest of your life, you're gonna have to live with that injustice. You will have to live with blood on your hands because you kept your mouth silent and you let this happen on your watch. I'm just doing my job, man. Leave me alone. You have 7 seconds to make a decision, or else that man is gonna die. You have 6 seconds to stand for the universal principle of justice for all. You have 5 seconds to honor the sacrifices of your Hmong ancestors. You have 4 seconds to be a leader and de-escalate this situation. You have 3 seconds to save this man's life. He has a 6-year-old daughter. You have 2 seconds to do what is right. You have 1 second to remember your humanity. So what's it gonna be, Officer Tu Tao? I don't know what to do. I feel powerless right now. I just want to do my job and keep the peace. I just want to work hard and feed my family. I want my parents to be proud of me because they suffered so much coming to America as Hmong immigrants. I just want to show this country that I could be the best American citizen. It's not my knee on that man's neck. Time's up, Officer Tao. Badge number 7162. His name was George Floyd. He was originally from Houston, Texas. He had a fiancée and a 6-year-old daughter. He was just trying to get a pack of cigarettes to breathe and to release the stress from this world. Your silence was deafening. Your silence will spark an international movement against police brutality. Your silence will not protect you because you will be fired from the Minneapolis Police Department, and a case is being set up right now to charge you as well for murder. Your silence allows the white supremacist power structure to lynch another black man in modern day America. You could have whispered, "That's enough." You could have gently put your hands on that partner's shoulder and shook your head in disagreement. You could have been a hero, but you're a coward, and I can no longer live in a cold heart. May the America that you protect serve you justice. Blackout. Thank y'all.
Yes, please. Can we cancel Rent already? God damn it. Rent is so 2019. Well, after this show, some of you know the very, very, very cool, special, unique show This Week in Reparations is on at 8 p.m. And we are going to take a little look on at what's going on This Week in Reparations tonight. I think that our beloved host, Kevin R. Free, is offering up some joy this week featuring his cute cat, Rudy. Let's take a look.
The corporation.
Kevin Free. I don't know why I did it like that. But Kevin, the creator and brains behind the genesis of the Reparations Show, is going to be on next with this week's moment in reparations.
Hi, am I on? I'm not looking at it. I guess I am. Yes, I am. Look at me. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Marissa. Thank you so much. So here we are at This Week in Reparations. It has been a crappy week, hasn't it? Here's a list of things I don't want to talk about on This Week in Reparations. The person who sued me in college, who called me this week to offer me an empty apology for that. The RNC, the president, my brother who believes in QAnon, the people who are pro-life but think that the kid who killed protesters in Kenosha did it in self-defense. This government that is more concerned about the size of its penis than the people who live here who have to suck it. This country's reliance on corporations to take care of them, as if capitalism really cares about them, even though it's the corporations who are feeding us foods that are killing us, water that is poisoning us, and it's the corporations who are fucking us with climate change. The corporations who talk shit about Donald Trump, but are really very happy that they got that great tax cut in 2017. And they're also happy that the government didn't force them to make ventilators, as 100,000 people died with coronavirus, even though the government doesn't really have the money to create any stimulus package anyway, because the government isn't taxing the corporations. Those are things I don't want to talk about in This Week in Reparations, because I'm feeling them already. What I really want to talk about is the thing that's been soothing me this week. I want to talk about my new web series, which I started making this week because it was a shitty week. I released the first 3 episodes on Twitter earlier, and tonight I'm going to show them here, plus a bonus episode for Joey. Please roll This Week in Reparations. Welcome to the Rudy and Kevin Talk Show. Today we're going to talk about, what do you want to talk about today, Rudy? Anything? Go ahead. Oh, he loves you. He's winking at you, audience. Yeah. Okay. All right. Rudy, you want to tell everybody why you're not eating? I think you should talk. If this is a talk show, you should be talking. What's going on? Episode 3 of the Rudy and Kevin Talk Show. Why aren't you taking a nap? Where are you going? Of the Rudy and Kevin Talk Show. Rudy. Yeah, it's been a long day. Have you enjoyed? Okay, you enjoy it? That's it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Caesar Williams, and I am the Artistic Director of the Obie Award-winning Fire This Time Festival, which operates under the Frigid New York umbrella. As we all know, the pandemic has hit the arts community especially hard. Please consider becoming a patron of Frigid New York and join at whatever level you feel comfortable. If you do, you'll get cool rewards like merchandise, invites to virtual happy hours, plus tickets to shows with drinks once we reopen. Simply go to patreon.com/Frigid New York. Again, that's patreon.com/Frigid New York to support indie theater and the real people who make it. Thank you.
Woo! That was Last Week in Reparations. And tonight you can see Kevin R. Free and a host of other BIPOC artists on This Week in Reparations. Tonight, the Mystery Edition, starting at 8 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube Live and Your Brain Live. If you're not a patron of Frigid New York, you need to think about what has gone wrong in your life. What happened? What's going on? What is keeping you from the single most important thing you could do today? Friday, Frigid Fridays. Do it. Become a patron of Patreon in Patreon. I can't speak English anymore. That's good because we have a cooking segment next and no words are needed, just your taste buds. This cooking segment tonight is hosted by Caitlin Reeder, and I'm excited and just can't hide it because I love food. Let's go check it out.
Hi guys, my name's Caitlin. Thanks for joining me. I am the cooking host on my YouTube channel, The Thrifty Spice. I am based out of Queens, Ridgewood, Queens, and I am going to show you something that's incredibly easy to make. It is satisfying, it's light, but it doesn't compromise on flavor whatsoever. And I am a baker. I work around like 4 o'clock in the morning most days, so I need a dinner that's very easy and quick. So this is the one to make. This is my coconut and lime. Wow, I can't say words. Okay, that's great. This is my coconut lime broth with some poached shrimp. So I'm gonna take you through the list of ingredients we're gonna need to make this. It's really gonna take like 15 minutes or less, and that's the time slot I have, so it works out great. Okay guys, so you will need 1.5 pounds of shrimp that was cleaned. And then for the sauce, we have 1 can of coconut milk, 1 14-ounce can, a tablespoon of tamari, or you can just use soy sauce. I use tamari because I try to eat gluten-free mostly, so I use tamari. You'll need 2 tablespoons of some honey for some sweetness, and we're going to balance that out with some sriracha, a tablespoon, and the juice of 2 limes. So it's a great combination of sweet, heat, and tang, and that's what makes a perfect dish, in my opinion. So this is the perfect recipe. To that, we are going to saute some minced ginger and garlic, about a tablespoon of each. Very easy. And I have 1 medium onion that I just diced up. And then you'll need salt and pepper to taste. And to garnish at the end, some cilantro, just chopped up, thrown in, you know, why not? Cilantro is cool. Yeah, cool. So I am going to take you, actually, no, what am I doing? All right. So you know how I said we needed some sriracha and honey and tamari? Well, and I put that all into my Pyrex. I usually do that, and I just stir it up. Okay, cool. And then I will just pour a can of coconut milk into there. Stir it up, and then you set it aside. You'll cook that later. That is our sauce. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, I guess. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I am gonna take the laptop and bring you over. Sorry, this is. I am good at things. Okay, so I'm trying to. We're at my stove. I have a big skillet with high sides, and I'm gonna turn the heat on to, you know, high, medium, high. And I forgot to mention I have a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil in there. You don't have to use coconut oil. You can use any kind of oil you want. But since since this is coconut lime shrimp, I would like to kind of, you know, bump up the flavor of coconut. So I use the coconut oil, and it's super healthy. Everyone needs that in their life. Okay, heat that up for just a minute because we don't want to add anything in there when it's not hot because it's not gonna cook up right. It's not gonna do its job, right? I have the onion. Add it right in. Give that a little stir. Anytime you're cooking with onion, please make sure you put in a little pinch of salt because it helps it to sweat. We don't want the onion to burn. We really want it to cook out and become translucent. All that good shit. while the onion is cooking up, this is also a good time to add your garlic and your minced ginger. Just let it cook all together. See, this is so freaking simple and easy and really, really quick. We're gonna let this cook together for about just a few minutes, just to let it cook down a bit. I'll just leave it to do its thing and turn the heat up a little bit. I really like this dish because, oh, my light's back there. I don't want you to see that. I want it to look natural. I like this dish because it uses shrimp instead of chicken, and I usually opt for chicken on most nights, but chicken just gets fucking boring. So shrimp is a good option because it's not so fishy. It's easy to cook. It cooks in like freaking 3 minutes, guys. Come on, let's grab some freaking shrimp, all right? Live your life. And if you're anything like me, during the past 5 months in quarantine, I have been, just eating and, right, never too much coconut. I've been eating and drinking to my heart's desire. I don't give a shit. That's just the way it's been. So I kind of need to, be healthy again, I guess. I don't know. So while this is cooking down, I just want to mention that we are going to serve this over some cooked brown rice, and I already did that ahead of time. This is just some long grain cooked brown rice. I cooked it for 40 minutes until it was tender, because you really want to soak up that broth, that beautiful frothy goodness. You could serve it over some soba noodles. Shit, that would be good. I haven't done that yet. I usually just serve it over rice. But you know what I'm saying. Serve it over something that will soak it all up. All right. Let's go back to the onions and the ginger and the garlic. It is starting to smell absolutely incredible. Don't mind my cat food over here. What are you going to do? I'm not moving shit. So the sauce, we have the tamari and the honey, the sriracha and the coconut milk and the lime. Add it right in. It's going to bubble up a little bit. And make sure you keep that heat on high. Don't turn it down to low, because we want this to come to a boil, and we want to continue it. We want the boil to continue throughout the cooking for about 5 minutes, because it's really
when the night has come, the land is dark, and the moon is the only light that we'll see. Whoa. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you don't stand by me.
Nice.
Hi, wow, I don't even know what that was. I am so freaking sorry. Anyway, yeah. So this is starting to come to a boil, which is great. You see it, I don't know if you can really see this well. I'm really, really sorry. Yeah, that's better. It's starting to boil up, and I'm just going to turn it down just a little tiny bit. You want to keep it not rapidly boiling, but simmering, a hard simmer. We're going to let that simmer for just a few minutes, because we just want it to thicken up a little bit. Nothing crazy. Exactly. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, I have a YouTube channel, but yes, it's called The Thrifty Spice if you guys want to check it out. I'm mostly really shy, so it's hard to have a cooking show because I get really tensed up and stuff, but I think I'm doing okay right now. Maybe because I had a couple of martinis. Might have something to do with it, but you gotta do what you can to put the show on. What can I say? I'm just letting this continue to do its thing. It's smelling insanely good. I really like this recipe because even though it's yeah, it's kind of like healthy eating, whatever, but it's very rich because of the coconut milk, so it feels very satisfying. So that's what I like. All right, that is going to simmer up just a little tiny bit. I'm going to take a sip of my lime gin martini because, you know, priorities. How are you guys doing? Are you okay? You happy? You sad? You're whatever? You like watching cooking? I'm all of the things. I get sad a lot, but once I start cooking, kind of goes away for a few minutes, you know? Yummy, yummy. This is starting to thicken up a little bit. It's probably not exactly where I'd want it to be, but I'm going to speed this process up a little bit because I don't know how much more time I have left. So, where is my shrimp? Oh, it's behind here. Okay, guys, so I have the 1.5 pounds of shrimp, and so now this is starting to really thicken up, which is great. So I am going to add the shrimp to this broth mixture, toss it around a little bit. And guys, if there's one thing I hate more, I hate when people overcook eggs when they're rubbery and ugh. The other thing I hate so fucking much is when people overcook shrimp. You don't need to cook shrimp. You need to cook it for like 2 seconds. Not really, not 2 seconds, but you cook it for like 3 minutes tops in a boiling broth too. And this is a great way because it's poaching it. I think this is the way shrimp should always be cooked because it remains delicate and tender and just amazing and not rubbery whatsoever. And it just like infuses all of that coconut lime flavor. I know I am so good at describing how food works. I really need to learn more words then. It's amazing. It's delicious. It's great. I don't know. This is why I'll never be on Food Network. I just like food, okay? You're feeling me here? You're with me? You're having a good time? I feel like you can't see this well. It's not, my laptop is really some kind of piece of shit, so bear with me. I'm just tossing the shrimps around a little bit. And like I said, this is only going to take 3 minutes because once you see the shrimps, I don't think you can see it on my laptop, but the shrimps are already starting to turn that pinky salmon-y color, and that's exactly what you want. That's why I have the recipes call for wine. Listen, I usually cook with a little white wine. I'm actually surprised that I don't put any in this recipe. What was I thinking? Where did I go wrong? So yeah, you kind of just let it do its thing. I'm just gonna leave it for about another like couple of minutes to do its thing, and that's really it. I don't know. I guess in the meantime, I will get my bowl ready to eat this, which is important. And the cilantro, don't forget. Actually, this is a good time to chop up some cilantro. I'm just gonna take a handful. Some people really detest cilantro, and I understand it's a weird flavor, but it actually works very nicely in here. You could totally open it or sub it for some, maybe some like parsley. Some scallion is always nice. A little bit of some Thai flavors going on in here, just a little bit, just a little. Wow, guys, you know what? You really, let me tell you, you should not chop things with a sharp knife. Put it on the edge of your cutting board and have it fall off next to you where it almost slices off your toes when you're wearing open toe shoes. I don't know. You just, okay, yeah. Cilantro. The shrimp is done. I'm putting the cilantro in there, mixing it around a little bit. Now I'm going to turn the heat off, okay? You see how quick this came together? This is, guys, I'm I'm telling you, this is the dinner to make when you're in a pinch. You want something comforting. It's kind of like a soup in a way, like a soupy broth, which is great because I don't know. I really like comforting food. That's why I love the fall so much, because of all the stews and soups. So this is a great summer kind of soupy goodness thing. Okay, so I put some brown rice into my bowl because we want to soak up those lovely juices. I have a nice little ladle here. Just pour it over. Usually do about 2 ladles per serving. This serves about like 3 to 4 people. And I love just adding some extra broth on top. Oh my God! My goodness gracious. Okay, now we're gonna go over. I don't know how much more time I have left. I'm sorry if I'm going over in any way. I'm sorry. And look at that. Dinner is served. This is extremely hot. I am going to do this for the people though. Take a little bite because I have to and I'm starving. So hopefully I don't burn myself, but I usually do. You guys, I just realized something. Sacrilege. I forgot to add salt. I forgot to add the salt and pepper. Yeah, so a little pinch. But you know what? It wasn't tasting too bad because the tamari or the soy sauce has a ton of salt in it. So it wasn't that bad. But I just add a little bit. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I just added a little bit of salt. Yeah, I usually do that when I sweat the onions just because it helps it to cook down and not burn. You're right, thank you for catching that. So yeah, make sure you add some salt and pepper to taste, otherwise it's gonna taste like nothing. So, and I don't like that. Guys, my name is Caitlin Reeder. I am the host of the Thrifty Spice Cooking Show on YouTube. If you like what you see, please feel free to, I guess, check out my channel or subscribe or say hi to me on Instagram, Caitlin Reeder. I really hope you enjoy spending time with me. Thanks for spending a little time with me tonight. Thank you, Frigid. Thanks, Horse Trade Theater. I'm going to continue to stuff my face with this, and see you next time.
Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Siempre la misma rutina, nos vemos por las esquinas, evitando el que dirá. Mi cuerpo no se acostumbra a este amor entre penumbras, que es más fuerte que un volcán.
Yum! That looks so good. Thank you, Caitlin Reeder. Please follow her, like her, subscribe to her channel. It's free. And she knows a thing or two about cooking. Wow, that looked absolutely delicious and nutritious. Yes, we're going to keep it going with some comedy. Please stick around for the very funny Michael Francoeur.
That was nice. Dun, 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 dun. How are you all? I hope everybody is well. I'm going to try my best through these tough and difficult times. Look at me. I look beautiful. That's the light hitting me. It is different doing comedy on these shows, but it's, at least we have it. I'll tell you that much. because I've been talking to my therapist, and I'm from the to my therapist and my barber, and he like makes little local visits. He comes and sees me, but he hasn't seen me much as of lately. But I've been making the best of it. This whole thing, it's been kind of crazy with the whole like, I know you guys been watching the protests and whatnot, and I've been working despite everything. I'm an essential worker, not the comedy part. I do security. That's my thing. I do. Yeah, I do security, and so since I do security, there's a place I work at. I work at some law school, and like I have to watch it. But the protests were going on in Brooklyn, and it was one point where the protests were going on, and I was like, okay, if they break into this law school, I had a plan, or my game plan was this: pretend that I already took the uniform from somebody. I was like, I'm with you guys, and then try to make my way to the subway station. That was my plan, and it was gonna work, but no one really showed up, and they walked by. It was okay. On another note, and aside from that, so let me be real with you. So, because you guys are my therapy. I do music, but let's talk about something else. I'm older now, so I got COVID's made doctors and things different. Like doctors can't really get fired really now. Like, they can't really they can get fired, but they're not gonna get in trouble for stuff like they used to. And it's not like a strict policy. I went to the doctor the other day and I had to get my prostate checked, but the doctor was very unprofessional. But at the same time, I didn't have much options to go other places. So I just went with it. So he's supposed to check my prostate, and he has me in the doctor's office, and there are people just walking in and out of this office, like his secretaries and stuff. At one point, before he even diagnosed me, he was on the phone with his banker. I'm serious, or a real estate guy, and he was going through his credit score before, and I could hear the whole thing. He was upset that he wasn't in the 700s, and he was like in this 6 or something. It's kind of disappointing for your doctor. You want your doctor to be making a lot of money. The real ones, they make a lot of money, and you feel better about yourself. That's true. But anyways, so he's doing the whole thing, and he's supposed to check my prostate, and this guy doesn't. He doesn't he just doesn't give me any warning with anything. He doesn't drop trousers in a drop, and then he just starts feeling his way, which is, I was very shocked because the secretary is right in the corner. She's just going over, talking to himself. Then she walks out, and that was weird. But I was like, I really needed the help because I have an overactive bladder or whatever. So then he's like, all right, go down the hallway. There's nothing. I had a whole bunch of these before. You'll be fine in no time. We'll fix you right up. Now, this is very unprofessional what he was doing, but at the same time, he was very calm and very aware of what the problem was already. I didn't know what my problem was, but he already knew, and he was so confident about it that I would just went with it. This is like a normal thing. Imagine if there's things that you guys do, and you get so comfortable at it that you do other stuff, like when you're at home, or when you're just going through the motions of things, and you don't even notice you can do other things. You're multitasking while you're still getting the stuff done. And he was doing that while he checked my my stuff for my prostate, and then he sent me to the other lady, and they were to put the thing, they put the thing up my rectum. I don't know how to say it right. I want to say the what do you call that? The scientific way or the doctor way? Ah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's weird without no response from people, but I feel like you guys are on my level with this. But anyways, all right. So the doctor, I go to the prostate. She doesn't even tell me to. She just says sit on the bench. It's just like, after that, I was like, she's like, don't face me. I was like, oh, damn, she's so aggressive. And then she goes, all right, drop your trousers and then lay on the bench in a fetal position. And I go, the door is open. And she goes, oh, yeah. And she closes it a little bit and then she does her thing. And then they send me out back to the doctor. And there's like a lot of stuff that they were doing. Basically, a lot of people walking in and out. But I was taken care of and I found out about my prostate. And I take medication for it now. And he did good. Weird, but he did good. He did good. He fixed me up really good. Hey, oh, thank you, Dan. Anus. Thank you for the response. I didn't want to say ass. I didn't want to. I know he's checking my prostate and stuff, but I don't want to make it sexual. Like he's stuck under my ass and he was looking for stuff. It just sounds weird. Thank God there's doctors, because doctors know how to use the right words. Imagine if I just walked if I was a doctor and just saying whatever, I'm gonna stick this up your ass. Get on the bench over there. Spread eagle. Like, not supposed to say that. I used to work for TSA. You can't be saying that stuff. But everybody's been going crazy over this COVID thing, and I get it. I have everybody else, but there's been upsides to it. I've been having good moments and good things happen. I got a quarantine boo. Oh, it's out. Yeah. We met through Frigid too. When I was working, not through Frigid, when I was working on the St. Mark's, I was working the door, and then she came through, and she had music. When somebody walks in the room like ooh, ooh baby like that, you could hear that. You know what I'm talking about? All right, I feel like you guys know what I'm talking about. So it was cool. Met her there, and she met me there, and then we started talking through the whole quarantine thing, which was pretty cool. Supposed to have some kind of joke there, but I got distracted at the same time. I'm always getting distracted. That's why I make music. I started making quarantine music during this whole thing. Oh, Amanda, thank you for your Oz. That was beautiful. Love is in the air, yeah, something like that. It's really nice. Yeah, we met through there. Other people been meeting, hooking up. A lot of people been trying to hook up lately because of the whole quarantine. It gets lonely when you quarantine. Can't be there with your hand and the cell phone all day. And then it's crazier now. You don't see much people anymore. So you gotta have something. It's kind of, I don't know, a little bit scary, whatever. But yeah, met it through there. Met it through you guys at Under St. Mark's. I actually miss Under St. Mark's. Really nice theater. One of the best theaters to do comedy because you guys would do the lights. That's the first time I did comedy with the lights, and you could shine the lights, and you'll feel like in a different world. A lot of times I get transfixed and go into a different world. At this point, I'm just rambling, you're just rambling. But I'm happy, and then it's just something. I should give a confession right now, because that's by window. What else? Did that? I do. I was supposed to submit more music. Oh, I missed you too, Raz. I was supposed to submit. I had another music video to send you, but my friend didn't update it. I was waiting for him to update it, but then I just ended up just putting the music out because some people just wait forever, and I didn't want to wait. Sometimes you just gotta put stuff out because people get scared. I'm not like a celebrity or anything. I have thousands of followers. Sometimes it's just a few people, and you just want to send it out. Entertains somebody while they're going through this. This stuff is tough to deal with. But there's upsides. There's upsides. Confess, Dan. I still have confession. It's not even my place. Look at that. What guy would have such a well put together wall? I wouldn't put anything on my walls probably. I do have something on my wall. I have I got like a poster or something. Oh, it'll be Claude Monet. We miss you and everyone. Thank you. I'm reading the comments as I do this too. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Oh, I've been hanging out with my brother more too. I have a brother with he's my older brother. He has Down syndrome. Just to give you like some context, he's mad cool. But we've been hanging out more through this whole thing. That's pretty cool. I've learned more about him. I find it fascinating because it's just stuff I'm so patient with. Because like I can't tell him certain things. Like have like, you know, using logic and stuff like, hey, you shouldn't do this or you should do that. It's just like I go with the flow with whatever he gives me, and I just do it like that. Because I want to hang out with him, but it's our hanging out isn't like, you know how you hang out with a friend, like let's go out and do this day. It's just spontaneous, sporadic. If he's in the moment, he's in the moment, and it's not for long. Like today we were watching, we got to watch X-Men. We haven't seen it as kids. We used to watch it as kids. I was watching X-Men on Disney, and he hung out with me for I think 5 minutes. Still, he had to go somewhere. He likes to just go outside and walk around. He does it every day, but apparently he was like in a rush. You see that in a rush. So he does it, but yeah. I don't know if you can tell that I'm a little bit rusty. Oh man, but I do miss people listening to me. I do, and I'm glad you guys hear some music. If you guys can follow me, Michelle So Funny, there you go. There'll be more music you can follow. I had two songs there, but one was the stimulus check, and the other one's called Corona, and it's beautiful music for people to listen to and laugh at the same time. And I hope you cry a little bit of tears of joy. Tears of joy, guys. That's so I feel like I should end it on a high note. Yeah, the theater, I miss it, and thanks because of the theater, I'm at my quarantine booth, so that worked out. It was pretty good. Working the door, and she came by, and she said hi, and then she also said she doesn't like Russians, and I was sarcastic, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't like Black people, which is a lie. I love them, but for sarcasm purposes. I tried with that one. I don't know if you guys. I tried. Oh man, you try. You reach. I was reaching. There was something funny there. But I hope that everyone is participating in something to maintain their sanity through all this, because you need to find something, and then that'll give you some joy. Like this. This is pretty good. Oh, look at me. I look like an angel. Look at that. And I got a new hairstyle. Where's it gonna go? I feel like I don't want to take up much more time, but I've enjoyed this. Thank you guys. Oh, I think you guys have to comment. I love you all. And thank you, Erez. This is beautiful, wonderful. And Jenny, everybody. I miss you guys too. Hope you all are well. Thank you. Like
In New York, the arts contribute nearly $120 billion to the state.
In New York, the arts support over 480,000 jobs.
The arts add over $800 billion to the U.S. economy every year.
That's more than the entire transportation industry combined.
The airline industry got $25 billion from the CARES Act.
I vote in New York.
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 I vote in New York. I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York. I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York. I vote in New York. I vote in New York. I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in New York.
I vote in the state of New York.
I'm a native New Yorker,
And I vote in New York.
Help artists survive COVID-19.
So that we can help New York's economy get back on its feet.
Kirsten Gillibrand.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Be an arts hero.
Be an arts hero. Give it up one more time for Michael Francoeur. Give it up. Follow him, like him, love him. Wow, amazing stuff. Now we are going to see a familiar face, and not only familiar face, one of the most beautiful familiar faces you have ever seen in your life. Yes, it's Jenny Yasko and Amanda Nicastro with Going to the Movies at Home. Delicious, nutritious, fun, amazing, so beautiful. And that segment will be followed by Ryan Adam Wells. So much good stuff in store. I have been your host, Lucy Pohl. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and in basements all over New York City, crying for some love, as all of us are doing right now, all of us artists. Thank you for being here tonight. Please enjoy the rest of the show. Go to Frigid, New York for tickets to women, Funny Women of a Certain Age and all the other great shows that are going on. There's so much good stuff that Frigid is cooking up. But now, please welcome and enjoy the one, the only, Jenny Yasko and Amanda Nicastro.
Hello! My God, everybody! Welcome to Going to the Movies at Home with Amanda and Jenny. So, Amanda, when you texted me that you were going to have a mask for the show, I was already in a car on my way to Under St. Mark's because I have to run the show today. Bit of a surprise for me. But I thought you meant like a mask, like a 2020 mask. So I was like, oh, thank God I have one that matches my outfit because we're going to do this VMA style and perform in our masks as good influences.
No, I meant like a face mask. Like I'm going to watch a movie at home and wear a face mask and eat my popcorn. You're dressed up like Footloose.
I am. Speaking of everybody, guess what we watched today? This week? Footloose! Oh my God.
I'd never seen it.
Oh my God. It's quite a time. Afterwards, I looked up a bunch of trivia afterwards. Speaking of, if anyone wants to see the inspiration as to what I look like, right down in the bottom there. But yeah, my mom and I watched it yesterday, and then we decided to look up some trivia and then go back and see like what that was. So you've never seen it before. Tell me your thoughts before we get started on anything.
I mean, I liked it. I'm glad I clarified with you that I was supposed to watch the 1984 version because I almost watched the remake. I liked it. I was really pleased that John Lithgow turned out to not be a total evil asshole villain. Like the movie started and I was like, oh, like Lithgow, he plays amazing villains. Like I turned to my husband and I was like, we need to watch the Deadly More Christmas video where John Lithgow plays the evil toy CEO. I forget. I think it's the Santa Claus movie. I don't know. I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
Yeah. But he turned out to be a good guy. And, you know, I knew the story. I knew the plot of Footloose. And there was a part of me that's like, it just seemed like, I don't know if I'm going to buy this plot. But as I was watching it, I was like, Amanda, you grew up in a small town in rural North Carolina. And you worked in a library. And like when the book burning scene, like it reminded me that we had this book. It was called Let's Get a Pup, said Kate. It's a beautiful children's book. If you're looking for some picture books to read with kids or just on your own, because like I read picture books on my own too. Let's Get a Pup, said Kate. And we had a mom complain because the mom in the book had a nose ring. Like they wanted it removed from the library because mom had a nose ring.
When you first said removed, I was like, do you mean like from the book? Like, are we going to tape over it or like cut out of it?
They wanted the book taken out of circulation. Like they wanted the book banned. because the mom had a nose ring.
Okay. It is, first of all, this is actually lightly based on a true story about, yeah, it's based on like this town in Utah, because Utah. If anyone from Utah is watching, shade. Dancing had been banned for 90 years there, and then the high school seniors threw like a revolt type of deal and had a senior dance. And we filmed a lot of it in Utah, and actually Kevin Bacon, because he was 24 at the time and barely anybody knew who he was, he signed up to be a high school student in Utah at like a school nearby when they were doing location scouting as Ren McCormick, because nobody knew what this show was by then. So, and he dressed like he did in the show, and in the movie, every one of the students just openly mocked him all the time for wearing a tie to school. So that's why they kept saying that throughout the entire movie, because like even when I was watching it, I was like, he's wearing just a tie. Why does anyone care? Shouldn't that be like something adults like, to see a teenager dressing up a little bit? But no, apparently back then that was like the dumbest thing you could do.
I too was like, why do we keep coming back to the tie? I didn't get the tie.
Tie.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was frustrating. So there are a lot of things that like, because the musical edition on Broadway was one of the first ever, the second ever, I think. Grease with Lucy Lawless as Rizzo was the first ever Broadway show that I saw. But then shortly afterwards, I saw the original cast of Footloose on Broadway. And it ruined me, because I am what I am right now because of that. I bring set pieces with me to Under St. Mark's when I have to host a show from there.
Yeah.
Dancing in bars in New York was banned until a very long time ago. You know what? Ren McCormick stepped in and he got everything under control. I also, like, spoiler alert for everyone who hasn't seen it, I love how they kind of don't really win at the end. They have their dance over state lines.
Oh, yeah.
Lines.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Some of my face mask fell in my popcorn.
Well, now your insides are going to be extra clear and cleansed. Tough time.
I love, not to make first. Okay, I also want to say, I am a person who has never really gotten the appeal of Kevin Bacon. Like, I mean, he's fine looking enough, and like he's very athletic, and I think he can act, but I'm just like, not really my cup of tea.
Mm-mm.
But with that said, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of things about that movie that are such a time capsule, like the unnecessary butts in the shower scenes all the time. Every extra was paid $20 American to have their butt shown, and in the 80s that was a decent amount of money.
$20 for a butt shot, huh?
Right, just to wander around naked while the two leads had towels on the entire time. There's that. There's so much. One of the things that, speaking of, because I was talking about the play earlier, and now I remember why, but in the play, they make it very, very obvious that Chuck's last name is Cranston, which answers the question, when you actually watch the credits of the movie, you're like, that is actually his last name. So it makes it a bit more obvious as to why the Reverend was okay with his daughter dating Chuck, because Cranston, Mr. Cranston, was on the board with him at the end when they're doing that whole thing. They openly say all the time, well, like, oh, it's Reverend Shaw and Mr. Cranston that you have to go up. And I'm like, oh, that's why he didn't give a shit about that at all. Because that was probably a good boy, because his father was on that board with him.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that at all.
I'm weirdly obsessed with this movie.
Okay, so I was watching the movie while I was putting away my laundry. Mm-hmm. So I'm not up. Cranston is the first boyfriend.
Yeah.
Doing all the death-defying acts. There was a small part of me that wanted her to die at some point. I'm not going to lie. Because I was like, what is happening? Like, I get it. You're the preacher's kid. I grew up with preacher's kids. Like, yeah, you're all wild and crazy, but you're going to die.
Oh, my God.
You're making it out of that small town.
And, like, the very introduction of her, like her big, because you see everyone in the church in the beginning, because that's how they introduce the very first scene.
Very big in small towns.
Very big in small towns. But the very like first thing you like really see her do, for anyone who doesn't know, is move from one moving car out a back seat window into the passenger side of another, one leg in each, going woo towards a truck.
I thought she was gonna get split in half. I was like, oh, they're gonna fridge her. It's my fault. And they didn't. They did not. I love the scene where Kevin Bacon finally, he's like so frustrated. He's so frustrated. Oh, and he just has to dance. He's got to dance in the barn. And it's not just dancing. Okay, so I guess he's a gymnast. Is that the thing? Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Doing that
Yeah,
scene.
he was a gymnast, so that's why he was a dancer instead of just being a dancer. Because I guess in the 80s, you couldn't just be a male dancer. You had to have like a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
Also,
okay,
I love that when you watch the barn scene, you can tell that like certain dancers are clearly not Kevin Bacon. Like they have a completely like slender dancer's build, and then you cut back to a shot where you see Kevin Bacon's face and he's stocky Kevin Bacon. And I'm like, how did we get from point A to point B? Did the 80s not care at all?
I don't know what I did. I didn't notice that. I was just like, and we're dancing, and now we're like, we're gliding on a rope to the other.
I got to rage dance my aggression. One continuity thing that also kills me is if you watch the movie at all, this is something you may have picked up on, but Ariel's prom dress wildly changes. When she's getting ready and when she's at the prom, it is clearly one dress. It is, I will bring it up for y'all in this tiny photo, but it's that dress. It fits well. When you notice it, it has like a dark pink ribbon around it. And then when she's outside to meet Ren and he picks her up, it is no longer like well-fitting at all. It's very baggy. It has a bustle in the back and the ribbon is much skinnier and the exact same color as the dress. And I'm like, when did they shoot this? And why did they not keep the costumes?
Did you have another picture? I missed that. How did I miss
Oh my God, let me find one. I'll find one because that's the main one that they show when you look up like Ariel prom dress from Footloose is the ugly one, basically, the one that nobody likes. Because that was the only like full shot of it when she wasn't flailing like a crazy person. Let me see if I can just get this going. Yeah, okay. So, and like you can only really tell if like you're watching, but let me see if I can.
I didn't watch. I was multitasking.
Yeah. So like that thing.
Ah!
Like it's not, let me see if we can just, yeah. Oh, it's small. Hey, you're small. I don't like you. I wasn't prepared for this.
I put you on the spot. I was paying very close attention when they got into the dance. I'm doing a shot of all the teenagers who are not dancing. You can finally dance now, and you're not dancing.
They're just like
teenagers, typical teens. And the one guy hangs his nose next to his date. I'm assuming that was his date, and I was like, I didn't. Like, it's one thing if you're quarantining and you're at home, but you're at your first dance in like. That town doesn't even allow dancing, and you're picking your nose next to your date. Oh my goodness!
So out of all of the things in that movie, especially that like John Lithgow was only 12 years older than his daughter, and the wife was 9 years older than the daughter, like just things like that.
Casting wise,
it was just what was happening because. In the 80s, you either played a teenager or a mom. There was no in between whatsoever.
This looks much younger than John Lithgow. Mm-hmm. That's his receding hairline. Like, that was.
My one thing that always gets me in this movie, out of the many things that always get me in this movie, my one thing that gets me the hardest is they always act like Willard is such a good dancer after he learns how to dance, but like I desperately want to bring someone on a date type scenario, either like a dance or a wedding or something, and then literally look at them and go, just watch.
Yes. You mean this?
Yes. And he was like, just watch. Like, you're going to be so impressed. And I was
like, that was not dancing.
And then he stopped with like a Travolta pose at the end. And I'm like, what is all of this?
No, noticed that too.
We had a montage of you learning to be better than this. Like, what are we doing?
I'm glad you're expressing yourself now. Like, that's great.
You're having a dance like nobody's watching moment. Is what's going on here.
Other people in this scene are doing, and the dancing you're doing. Those are two very different dances.
So, do you have any like ending thoughts before we switch over to our final act of the night?
No, those are all my thoughts.
All your thoughts? My thoughts are that we should do this more often because I love wearing costumes.
I love this. I got lots of movies I hadn't seen that I should have seen by now.
And I have movies that I haven't seen that you either probably have seen, or there are movies that neither of us have seen before. Something. We'll do something. Make it fun. But anyway, thanks everyone for coming to see us. Up next is Brian Adam Wells. Hey, hey.
Hey. Hold on, I got the wrong headphones in. Hold on. Yep, switch them. And boom, go. Hey.
Oh my God. So we haven't seen you in a while. We haven't seen you since like the Frigid Festival because that was the last time we were allowed near people without spreading a plague.
In the before times. Yeah. I miss it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on this show. We're so happy to have you here. We adore you, and we are looking forward to what you're going to play for us.
Feelings mutual, and I'm excited. Yeah. I'm going to do some songs. Hey, everybody, I'm Ryan Adam Wells from Houston, Texas. I'm going to start off with, I'm going to open up my beer to get things going. I like to kick things off with a toast. It's my favorite way to open shows. So if you got a drink with you, raise it up. We're gathered here at the Church of Beer, in spite of all of our doubts and fears, to lift up our glasses and drink while we can. A glass for every woman and man. A glass for our sisters, a glass for our mothers, a glass for the lost ones, and a glass for the others. A glass for the loner, a glass for the rebel, a glass for the Lord, and a glass for the devil. A glass for the ones that got away, and two for the ones that chose to stay. Cheers. Let's raise a glass for the workers. Raise a glass for the bosses. Raise a glass for all wins. Pour one out for all losses. Raise a glass for good friends. Raise a glass for our foes. Just raise a glass for whatever. That's the way this life goes. Bring me a beer and help me get my head clear. Oh, a cold pint lager ought to help me get you beer. In health for what ails me to keep me so strong. And I'll be up all night long singing beers about songs, drinking till your memory's gone. I'll be drinking till I drink every drop. Drinking till my body, oh, the cops make me stop. Drinking myself blind till I can finally see. Drinking one for you and three for me. If you're here for the beer, if you're here for the wine, if you're here for the whiskey, tequila, the salt and the lime. If you're here for the music, if you're just here for some ass. Hey, if you're here to get drunk and forget, come on and raise your glass. Hey, bring me a beer. Help me get my head clear. Oh, a cold pint of lager ought to help me forget you, dear. It helps for what ails me to keep me stout and strong. And I'll be up all night long singing beers about songs, drinking till your memory's gone. Lord, I'll be up all night long singing beers about song. And I'll be drinking till your memory's gone. Thank you very much, folks. Good to see you. I like seeing these comments pop up, and I will never escape ostrich-related comments. I do a storytelling show called The 500 List, in which I detail a encounter I had with an ostrich and why I do not like them. But hey, everybody, I hope everyone's having a good Friday night, and I'm happy to be simulating out at a rock show, country show. I know that there aren't very many bars in which the musical act is surrounded by plush unicorns. This is a room in my apartment we call the Unicorn Room. It's the room where Abby Cadabra, my partner, gets ready for her burlesque shows. Now, this song right here is about a cryptic text message I got from an ex-girlfriend. It just said, "I am a phantom now." It spread to my eye. I had no clue what she was talking about. But then this girl, I remember she and I, we used to send each other cool song lyrics. If we heard a cool song lyric, we'd trade them. So I was like, that must be what she's doing. That's really cool. So I wrote her back. I was like, oh, that's a really great lyric. Whose is that? And she said, what? Because she was talking about a head injury she sustained the night before after falling down a flight of stairs at a party. And it had spread to a giant black eye across her face. She thought she had told me about it that night through her concussed haze. But she had not. So I said, oh my God, are you okay? Is everything fine? Can I have that? She was like, yeah, I don't care. She was fine, for the record. She was okay. So I took it and I wrote this song around it. I call this Phantoms. She said, I'm phantom now. It spread to my eye. And I didn't know if she meant the bruise or the pain. If you're coming down, my ghost, let me help you on the rise. My blood is made of aspirin and laced with your cocaine. Spent the last 6 years thinking about all that I've done wrong. Way more beers than that, listening to Bob Dylan songs. I can't write about cigarettes, Lord, it's clear that I don't smoke. My dancer D's are better than some half-hearted joke. I don't need to sleep much like you do. I don't need to speak much to get to the truth. And I don't keep much on me to remind me that you're gone. Except for 3 cassette tapes, 7 songs, and a specter in green cloth. Well, I pulled out the pin, and I left you standing there alone. You were right outside my door with dynamite in hand. Oh, being in Indiana always feels like coming home. But every time my feet hit Texas dirt, I'm reborn as a new man. I don't need to sleep much like you do. I don't need to speak much to get to the truth. And I don't keep much on me to remind me that you're gone. Except for 3 cassette tapes, 7 songs, and a specter in green cloth. Whoa, you tried to fade away off into the realm of ghosts. Well, I know 100 ghosts. They all tell me you're not one. And I know 100 ghosts. They all tell me you're not one. Oh, see, if you had crossed over, I would absolutely know. Phantoms, they shine darkly. You're brighter than the sun. I don't need to sleep much like you do. I don't need to speak much. Lord, I know the truth. And I don't keep much on me to remind me that you're gone. Except for 3 cassette tapes, 7 songs, and a specter in green cloth. 3 cassette tapes, 7 songs, and a specter in green cloth. 3 cassette tapes, 7 songs, and a specter in green cloth. She said, I'm phantom now. It spread to my eye. All right. That song's called Phantoms. You can find that on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Apple Music, everywhere. I'm everywhere. Look me up. Follow me. Listen to my stuff. It helps me a lot, especially during a pandemic when I have no other job. Crying into my harmonica. I'm used to it. So I'm going to do a song. Let's not cry into harmonicas. Let's do something else. Let's be happier. I wanted to write a really nerdy love song. I'm a big nerd. I love comic books and science fiction and sci-fi and science and other things like that. And so I put that all to the test and I came up with this. I call this song Darwin. Fire in your pocket when you want to start a fight. If you're ready to cool down, well then I'll become some ice. I'll be fuel for your rocket, or the rocket failing that. Anything you ever need from me, I'll adapt. Oh, so you want to get a bill passed? Well then I'll become the Senate. If you start to catch a cold, I'll turn into Triamenic, or the aspirin for your headache, or the pillow for your nap. Whatever you decide you need from me, baby, I'll adapt. So you wanna live a life as a lion? Well, I'll become a wahoo for you. They say that no man is an island. Well, I can rearrange my molecules, so that's no longer true. Oh, you wanna look real pretty? Well, I'll be 10 diamond rings. You wanna fly around the city? I'll become a pair of wings, or a traffic helicopter, or a super cool jetpack. I'll figure out a way to get you high. Baby, I'll adapt. I'll be your mansion in the Hamptons or your cozy little shack. Whatever you decide you need from me. Oh, I'll adapt. I'll adapt. I'll adapt. Yeah. All right, that song's called Darwin. Hope you liked it. Thanks, everybody. And thanks for the comment, Abby. Oh, glad you liked it. Thanks, Abby. So I'm going to change it up a little bit here. This song contains the very first. I love puns. I love putting little stupid little chintzy word plays into my songs. I'm a big fan of that. You may have noticed that in the last few songs. This song contains the first and to date only bilingual pun I've ever written. So if you speak French, you'll get an extra joke. I call this song What Do We Do? buried all our needing gold, what we each thought the meaning was for all these years. I don't know what it's seeming like, but I promise you there's more to me than lustful lies and beer. It's a cold, hard truth. Wants don't always align, but you'll miss every exit if you're looking for a sign. Oh, oh, what do we do with these wide eyes and naive truths? Oh, oh, what do we do with nothing on the line but time and 1900 dreams of you? We drank down the contents of our cups, but weren't sure just what we were supposed to say or when. Our time is always speeding up. There's more to you than lovesick puppy eyes and lies and gin. It's a cold, dark night, and the bar's already closed. You tell me good night. Your tears sure don't say so. Oh, oh, what do we do with these wide eyes and naive truths? Oh, oh, what do we do with nothing on the line but time and 1900 dreams of you? People push their so far down like it's a sin. Lots of people don't like cabbage cause they don't know what it's in. But see, kimchi is so delicious and your baggage makes you you. So we do ma petite chou and our denials turn to truths. Oh, oh, what do we do with these wide eyes and naive truths? Oh, oh, what do we do? With nothing on the line but time and 1900 dreams of you. Nothing on the line but time and 1900 dreams of you. That song's called What Do We Do? If you're curious, these are all original songs. I've written all these tunes. I've written over something ridiculous, like 400 songs. Only about 50 of them are worth listening to. Because that's how practice works, guys. All right, gang, moving on. Let's do another tune here. Which harmonica is it? Where is the right harmonica? Here it is. All right, I call this song Pavement. Well, girl, go on and keep all that you stole. I tried to light a fire, I burned my fingers on the coal. I'm coming around finally figuring out a girl that don't know what she wants is one I can do without. And I wasn't looking for nobody new. And I don't regret, I just resent that it was you. And I traded Indiana limestone and a pair of bright green eyes for the Cali sun, no money, and your 30-pack of lies. I put 20 miles of pavement between my body and your place, and it seems it's gonna be that way from now on. And I I ain't sitting around here waiting for you to finish contemplating. You can't see the good in me, then girl, I'm gone. I'll tell you what, girl, you can keep my heart. Cause to this thrift store body, it was just another broken part. Besides, I left it in your room, and now I've been locked out. I'll throw caution to the wind, throw up deuces at your house. You everything you want. Besides, he's probably better at dealing with you when you're being a little too blunt. Well, as for me, I quit my job. I think I'm finally on the right track. I put my future to the forefront, Pasadena at my back. I put 20 miles of pavement between my body and your placement. Seems it's gonna be that way from now on. And I ain't sitting around here waiting for you to finish contemplating. You can't see the good in me, then girl, I'm gone. Lord, and I put 20 miles of pavement between my body and your place, and it seems it's gonna be that way from now on. And I ain't sitting around here waiting for you to finish contemplating. You can't see the good in me, then girl, I'm gone. That song's called Pavement. Oh, thanks, Dad. My dad's in the comments. From Salem, Indiana. Tuning in. Thanks. I like the shirt. Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate it. All right. I got time for about 2 more songs. Wait, maybe 3 if I squeeze a fast one in. We'll see what I can do. This is one of my newest songs. I really like it a lot. I'm proud of it. It's called Vampire Cocaine. I wrote this when I was talking with somebody online, a stranger, about how in the hell Chris Christopherson is still alive. That was what we decided it was. I built a song around that phrase. It's called Vampire Cocaine. Here we go. You and I both were little broken experiments. We each held the flame a while, and neither one cares where it went. The water's at our ankles now, and we splash carefully. Our feelings are on lockdown, but the laughter is still free. What keeps you young is loaded in this gun. I point it straight at your heart and pull the trigger. It might be fun. We might lose everyone. It's a gamble, but it's worth it. We both figure. Let's do one more run. My number one. Your love is vampire cocaine, and I'm a midnight sun. We both left Sunday school with questions never asked before. Fancy books and satin cloaks don't mean too much for us, the poor who worship at the local pub with its golden liquor hoard. Throwing around hearts like barroom darts, whose face is on the board. What keeps you young is loaded in this gun. I point it straight at your heart and pull the trigger. And it might be fun. We might lose everyone. It's a gamble, but it's worth it. We both figure. Let's do one more run. My number one. Your love is vampire cocaine, and I'm a midnight sun. Whoa, it won't be easy, and I don't think it should. So pass that Riesling and get up here on this hood. We're just 2 young feelings with hearts of wood. Ain't nobody nowhere out for blood. What keeps you young is loaded in this gun. I point it straight at your heart and pull the trigger. And it might be fun. We might lose everyone. It's It's a gamble, but it's worth it. We both figure. Let's do one more run. My number one. Your love is vampire cocaine, and I'm a midnight sun. Oh, your love is vampire cocaine, and I'm a midnight sun. The song's called Vampire Cocaine. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna do 2 more quick songs, guys, and get out of your hair. Start with something that's a little bit more ballady, and we'll finish up with something fast and fun. So I'll send you on your way happy. I'm gonna do this song here. This is my newest finished song, and it's gonna be a part of a new show that I'm writing. I travel around doing musical storytelling shows. So once travel is a thing that we can all do again, hopefully I'll be able to bring this show to y'all at Frigid, because I love Frigid Festival very much. I want to come back. I'm writing a show about both my battle with depression and my love of comic books, blending those 2 things together. And thinking about that, I wrote this song. It's called Superhuman. When it all gets too much, you can't find your light. You can't lift your head, your arms up to fight. Feels like the world doesn't want you. You can't find a home, and no matter who's with you, you're always alone. When that unwelcome darkness is always around, and the noise in your head threatens to tear you down. When you feel the scream building from deep in your lungs, take a breath. Breath always comes. And sing, I am not broken. I am not broken. I am not broken. No, no. I am superhuman. And every hero has villains, and a weakness or two, and a pain that they carry through all that they do. And every villain has heroes that push them towards the light, and they inch ever closer with every lost fight. And the nightmares and terrors of this modern age, they hover above us as we start to wake. So we'll scream to the gods of the air, or whatever's up there. You may bend us, but we'll never break. 'Cause I am not broken. I am not broken. I am not broken. No, no. I am superhuman. Oh, hatred and fear and anxiety will turn to dust with a clap of our hands. We'll build the world of unity where love is the law of the land. Because we are not broken. We are not broken. We are not broken. No, no. Oh no, oh no, 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 we are not broken. We are not broken. We are not broken. No, no. We are superhuman. Well, gang, thank you so much for watching me today. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. And tuning into the Frigid broadcast, and make sure you support them and tune in more and more to them too as well. Thanks for having me, Frigid. I'm going to finish with one last little song here. You can find this on my Spotify and everywhere else. And I'd love it if y'all did look me up and follow me. That'd be awesome. My name is Ryan Adam Wells. This song's called So Here's Me. I'm going to finish up, and here we go. Bye. Well, I cuss like a sailor, and I drink like a fish. I talk like a hippie, I act like I'm a kid. And I dress like a cowboy, and I sing like a man. Well, I don't love like no one else, goddamn. That Indiana dirt is cake thicker than my heart. Kentucky bluegrass grows out of my chest and on my arms. And that California sun was beating hard upon my hide. But when it's all said and done, in Texas I will lie. For I cuss like a sailor, and I drink like a fish. I talk like a hippie, I act like I'm a kid. And I dress like a cowboy, I sing like a man. And I don't love like no one else, goddamn. Well, I think violence is a weakness. There's always something better. You talk shit about my family and I'll leave you stranded in the desert. And I'll argue for your honor. Lord, it's words that make the man. I bet $100 my tongue than your last 4 drinks. And I cuss like a sailor, and I drink like a fish. I talk like a hippie, I act like I'm a kid. And I dress like a cowboy, I sing like a man. And I don't love like no one else, goddamn. If you wanna be with me, you gotta understand you won't ever tie me down. If you wanna be with me, I'll still show you the best at night you ever had in this old town. Lord, I cuss like a sailor, I drink till I'm sick, I talk like a jackass. God, I still think I'm a kid. The church taught me how to sing, the church taught me how to lie. Hey, I was raised a Christian, but I don't think God minds that I cuss like a sailor, and I drink like a fish. I talk like a hippie, I act like I'm a kid. And I dress like a cowboy, I sing like a man. And I don't love like no one else, goddamn. Lord, I can cuss like a sailor, but I drink like a fish. Oh, I talk like a jackass, I still think I'm a kid. Hey, I dress just like my grandpa, and I sing like a man. And I don't love like no one else, goddamn. Oh no, I don't love like no one else, goddamn. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate you having me. Have a good Friday. Take care.